And we say good morning to you. We're broadcasting live on the road today. We are Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on this Wednesday, June the 25th, show number 2311. Thanks for being with us. Countdown to Cyclone football. You see it, 58 days, 4 hours, 23 minutes, and 22 minutes now till Cyclone football. Right over the hill where we are, we'll be playing Science Hill here at Kermit Tipton Stadium in Johnson City in 58 days, 4 hours, and 22 minutes. So good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. Happy birthday to Carly Simon. You're So Vain, I guess that's her signature song. She's 82 today. Also, you have, remember Jimmy Walker from, what's the name of the show? Good Times. You'd say Dynamite, if you remember that. Jimmy Walker's 78 today. And June Lockhart, she was Lassie's mama back in the day. She played on the television show I'm Dating Myself, Lost in Space. But again, June Lockhart is 100 today. Those are the birthdays again on this Wednesday, June the 25th. So thank you for being with us wherever you may be. As the late Russian ball set across the fruited plain. How about Evan Carter last night? Head first slide, top of the 10th inning, gave the Rangers the go-ahead. Called him out initially. They appealed it, and they reversed the decision. Came in from third, ground ball to second base. Carter came in with airborne. Head first slide to home plate, coming in from third. They tagged him, said he slid under the tag. They appealed it. First they called him out, the initial call. They went back and, again, reviewed it and appealed it, and they reversed it. So Evan Carter, big difference maker of the former Cyclone. No, that's not how you say it. Once a Cyclone, always a Cyclone. So Evan Carter, game-winning head-first slide last night at the top of the 10th on the road to Baltimore. Same two teams today. Jacob DeGrom will be on the mound for the Rangers today. And so the Rangers, we'll get into our baseball segment with Mr. Baseball coming up here in a little while. But the Rangers are starting to get it together, starting to play some pretty good baseball. It's starting to make a little push to the Houston Astros, the league leader in the American League West. We say good morning. Thanks for being with us. We've already got our daily supply of the frosted peach lemonade with Diet Lemonade. Whew, man, it is good. They still have the dragon fruit. They kept it around all summer, too. So you really have two options on the day that's going to have a heat index at 107. You know what's funny about that? You talk to people down south, Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, down in that part of the country, and it's another day for them. They laugh at us. It's like, God, it's so hot up here. It's like, dude, we deal with this every day. So, and we're going to deal with it, too. We'll be all right. So, just remember, unfortunately, winter storm warnings and snow and icy roads and school closings and mountains and all that garbage. So just remember that and go, you know what, it's okay to be hot and muggy. Do the usual. Plenty of fluid going to be outside or a lot of water. Wear light colored clothing. Don't go outside working with black on or it's all gas to the sweatshirt and a toboggan on. I'm thinking, dude, what's the deal? So don't do that. Drink plenty of water. And if you're going to be outside working, kind of pace yourself. Don't go crazy. I mean, kind of do a little bit, stop, catch a breather, do a little bit, stop, catch a breather. It's going to go away, and at the end of the week, it's going to cool down a little bit. But hot today, that's okay. Let's go national anthem. Lots going on. College basketball. Got some movement. They're going to expand it. You know, as I've said on the show many times, and I'm right, when they're talking about it, they're going to do it. So there's been chatter about expanding the brackets for men's and women's college basketball. It's back on the table and it's going to happen. So you just get ready for it, whether you like it or not. It's going to be, it'll come to fruition. You wait and see. All right, here we go. National anthem. Get it started. Who's going to do it today? I'm thinking the Kingdom Airs. We've not had them on for a while. They use the official Southern Gospel group out of Dollywood. See if I can find it. Probably go up here. I'm in the wrong category. So let's go back up here where the right category is. And we'll get it tomorrow. We got to get going. We got a lot to talk about. So how about Deidre Constable? How about her letting her do the national anthem? The Tom Miller Sports Show.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets irregular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Why Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings in downtown Elizabethton?
When everything goes corporate and everybody, you walk in and you're customer number 1,799, here you're Tom, and we know who Tom is, we know who you are, and we do it the old-fashioned way, so we're big enough now that we can take care of everybody and we can, get the good deals, we get the volume discounts and all that kind of stuff, and we're one of the last family-owned furniture stores in East Tennessee. But we're small enough that we know who you are and we can take care of you.
Absolutely. Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, at cannonshomestore.com on the internet, and just look up Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings on Facebook.
Hours are open?
Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 5.
And the magic phone number to call?
423-543-6937.
Be loyal, buy local. Biden Elizabeth from Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Welcome to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us wherever you may be. As the late Rush Limbaugh said many times, across the fruited plain, thank you for being with us here on this Wednesday. We're at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. They got the chicken strips. That's what they're showcasing now, the chicken strips, and also the... Would you stand right here and wave at them, please? Please. One of the nicest ladies in the world right there. Thank you. Such good people. Chick-fil-A here in Elizabethton is good peeps. All right, a decision on whether or not to expand the NCAA men's basketball tournament will be made in the upcoming weeks. Okay. If they're even talking about it, probably a good sign's going to happen. If the decision is made to expand, the expansion will begin in the 2025-2026 season coming up. Tournament will go to no more than 76 teams. They got 64 with the play-ins, right? Sources have indicated for months that 76 is the more likely expansion rather than 72. As the current format of the men's and women's team is 68, as you know, 64, and then, of course, you got the 4 play-in teams. So you're at 68, you're going to jump it up to 72, but they really want to go to 76. So, men's tournament expanded to 64 in 1985. So, additional team was added in 2001. Don't even go through all that. So, both men's and women's tournaments will grow with the same amount of teams. They're going to push it from 68 up to 76 teams. They're going to vote on it. Well, they've already talked about it, so kind of done, in my opinion. So, one of the logistics will be the expected addition, at least one additional site, such as Dayton, the men's NCAA tournament. A location will be expected to be outside the Eastern time zone, but in another part of the country. I think I'd have it here. We don't need a place big enough. I know, but Freedom Hall is a really cool basketball venue. Quite frankly, so is the Buckeyes Dome for high school basketball gym. Viking Hall, they're not going to do it, of course, but just wishful thinking. Anyway, that's what's going on there. They're talking about going from 68 to 76 teams. They're going to vote on it in a couple of weeks. They've already come up with a magic number. to me, it's a done deal. So we'll see. Is it too many? For me, yes. For you, maybe not. But yeah. So we'll see. But it's all about this right here. And given the fact now on the other side of the coin, the NIL and the revenue and all that going on with these athletes, they got to find another way to make even more money. In this case, be through television rights. And so that's where you're headed. We'll see. Andrew Smith's going to be here in a few minutes. Also, Mr. Baseball's going to be here. And also, we're going to be joined by Brendan Sweeney, who couldn't make it yesterday at a meeting. And he'll be here today, the Assistant Athletic Director for Milligan University, who also was named the SID of the year in the conference. This guy's the real deal. Love working with him. Love working with Milligan. All right, so EA Sports relaunching its college football video game franchise last year. One of the key features of the EA Sports is the return of home field advantage represented by Stadium Pulse. So for the upcoming 2026 edition, that element plays an even bigger role with increased confusion. Oh, she's a cracker jack. Another one of these little ladies works here. They're awesome. Increased confusion for opposing offenses in the loudest stadiums. So they went back and they rated the loudest stadiums in college football. Interesting. The list is dominated by the SEC and Big Ten. In fact, out of the top 25 stadiums, 9 out of the top 10 are from the SEC and Big Ten. The lone exception is Memorial Stadium at Clemson. So here they go. This is the rankings based on loudness, craziness, raucous fans. The number one stadium in America, so says EA Sports, is Tiger Stadium at LSU. The second is Beaver Stadium at Penn State. The Horseshoe, the Shoe, Ohio Stadium at Ohio State is number 3. Number 4 is Sanford Stadium in Georgia. Number 5 loudest stadium is Bryant-Denny Stadium in Alabama. Clemson, as we said, at number 6. Number 7 is Ben Hill Griffin Stadium, Florida Field. Number 8 is Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium in Oklahoma. Oregon Stadium is number 9. Rounding out the top 10 is Ann Arbor, Michigan Stadium with the Wolverines. Tennessee at number 12 on the list. I don't think they've been down there when they're playing Alabama and Florida. When they peg the needle, place goes nuts, as you well know. So anyway, your top 10 loudest stadiums according to EA Sports, and it's just purely them making the call here. LSU, Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama. Then comes Clemson, Florida, Oklahoma, Oregon, and Michigan, your top 10 loudest stadiums. Lane Stadium, Blacksburg, not in the top 25. They missed it. The place goes nuts for those kids. They jump up and down the whole game. So I think they missed that one too. And putting Tennessee 12th in the country as the loudest stadium? No. No, they missed that one too, in my humble opinion. Tom Dolan Sports Show on the road again. We're here at Chick-fil-A in Elizabethton on Mondays. Today, Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City. Yesterday, we were at Phil's Dream Pit. Tomorrow, we'll be at Carter County Bank. And Friday, we'll be at Food City. Show number 2311 is still on the screen. All right, tomorrow night and Friday and Saturday, the final installments of the Liberty, the Saga of Sycamore Shows, the official outdoor drama of the state of Tennessee. Tomorrow night, Friday night, and Saturday, that's it. Being held at Sycamore Shoals State Park Amphitheater. And so if you need tickets, go to thelibertydrama.com or call them at 543-5808. 543-5808, number to call to say yes. We're like to get tickets to come see the final productions of the year. They just do it every weekend in June. They put in a lot of time. They start auditioning in January. They put in a lot of time, practicing, getting ready, and they deserve good crowds and even have good crowds. All right, college football, pro football rather. Travis Hunter. Remember him from Colorado? Travis said, if I can't go both ways and they draft me, I'm going to take my ball and go home. Travis is probably not leaving Jacksonville anytime soon. He signed a 4-year contract, Jacksonville. 4 years, $46 million. A signing bonus, Travis, 6, Hunter. What is that? 11, 6, 12. 6 and 6. 12 letters. Travis Hunter. $30 million signing bonus paid up front. Now, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I'll just tell you, you know that who watches the show. But you're going to convince me or try and tell me you hire me to work at Chick-fil-A, you're going to pay me $30 million up front. What happens if I go back here and break a finger? Or, I don't know, pick something. On the way to work, I'm in a car wreck, can't work for a while. I mean, just pick the scenario. I'm getting that money guaranteed. Who in the right mind would give anybody, not just Travis Hunter, can't blame him, but who would give anybody $30 million up front, whether you play or not? $46 million fully guaranteed to begin with, and $30 million up front to sign his name. So, let's see if I can do this real quick. How much does it cost per letter to sign Travis Hunter? And again, I don't blame him. If they're dumb enough to pay him, I'm dumb enough to take it. I used to think it was crazy, but you know what? Older I get, the more I look at him thinking, you're stupid enough to pay him that, I'm going to take it. All right, what is it, 46.6, this is called $47 million. Or I'm sorry, let's go back to the actual signing bonus. $30 million. 1, 2, 3, that's 30,000, 300,000, 3 million, 30 million, all right. Divided by 12 letters. $2.5 million a letter to sign Travis Hunter. How about that? That ain't too bad, folks. Pretty much write that down, I'll forget that. $2.5 million per letter. Travis Hunter. Got a problem with it? No. No, see, Tom Taylor. Let's see what Tom Taylor. They're going to pay me $30 million to sign my name. That'd be 1, 2, 3, and then TYLO at 9. So let's take 30 million divided by 9 letters. I would sign for a cool $3.3 million a letter. Yeah, I'll take that. Not a problem. Used to think that's nuts, but you know what? As I said, they're dumb enough to pay him. I'd be dumb enough to take it and direct deposit it. Daniel Boone's baseball team heading off to the state tournament. Senior Division Daniel Boone Little League has won the Tennessee State Baseball Championship. Congratulations. They beat Bristol 23-0, Jonesboro 12-4. They're going to the Senior League State Tournament in Clarksville next week. 15-player collection of rising juniors and sophomores at Daniel Boone, which means they should have a powerhouse baseball team the next couple of years. At Daniel Boone, here's some of the kids on the team. You have Leighton Smith, Skylar Lewis, Aiden Gross, Dom Del Sesto, hope I'm saying it right. Reed McNeely are some of the pitchers. Hello. She's hoot. Keller Hubbard, Ty McGivens, Braden Miller, Chandler Broxson, Gavin Bailey, Bryson Musser, Rylan Campbell, Brady Potter, Nick Bird, some of the kids on the team. Double elimination starting next month, which is next week, July 5th to the 8th in Clarksville, double elimination tournament. So that's awesome. The Senior League State Tournament in Clarksville. So they won the regional, I guess is what it was. So up next is the state tournament in Clarksville, July 5th to the 8th. So good luck to the Daniel Boone boys Senior League baseball team. We're here live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City on show number 2311, 2,311 show. We appreciate you very much being with us. We're here with Chick-fil-A. Love promoting Chick-fil-A. And again, the 4th of July coming up next week. If you want trays, the 4th is on Friday, so they're going to be wide open. If you want to get trays, come and get your fruit trays, mac and cheese trays. Gosh, you got the nugget tray, chicken strip tray, fruit tray, dessert tray, Cool Wrap tray. All the different trays, come in and get them ahead of time the day before and come in and pick them up on the 4th. Be a good fact that when we were getting ready to start the show, some folks come in and was doing just that. They were ordering their trays, which I think is pretty cool. Andrew Smith in the house. He's going to join us coming up next. We've got a lot to talk about. The Celtics, what are they doing? Unloading the big boys. Even the Denver Nuggets talking about trading the big guy. That's unbelievable. He is happy. Look, I can see his demeanor today. Andrew, look over here. He's happy. The Braves are winning. He's happy. He's got that happy aura about him. Andrew Smith, Bill Church, you're very kind, sir. Thank you. Remember the days of calling them DB Indians? Great memories. 22 years we did it with my buddy Rick Spivey, Little Ricky. So thank you, Bill. You're very, very kind, sir. All right, quick break. We got lots to talk about. NCAA going to expand the basketball tournament from 68 to 76 teams. Let's see. We've got Major League Baseball to take a look at. We've got the NBA to take a look at through the eyes of Andrew Smith. All that coming up. Don't go away. He joins us coming up next right after this from our great sponsor in downtown Elizabethton, the #1 antique store in the Tri-Cities, voted on by the viewers of WJHL TV, the Eagle Center. Center, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Dillon Sports Show. Tammy Troutman. A lot of antique stores out there. Why come to the Eagle Center?
Oh my goodness, there are so many reasons to come and visit the Eagle Center. We have wonderful vendors, nearly 50 vendors who have the best merchandise. They hunt, they pick, they're always changing it out, keeping it clean and fresh and new and interesting, and we have wonderful vendors.
Yes, you do. And we're going into the spring. We're in spring and summer. Great time coming downtown Elizabeth and shop here because the inventory changes all the time.
Yes, it does. And we have air conditioning, so you can come in, cool off, look at things, browse. We have 2 levels of just about everything you could think of.
Gift certificates?
We have gift certificates available. We have layaway available.
Yep, you can do those. Get a gift certificate. They can come back and get what they want when they want, or do a layaway for down the road, even in the holidays. You can do that. It's all right here. The hours are open.
We're open 10 to 5 every single day except for Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And where do we find you on social media?
We're on Eagle Center Co-op on Facebook, and then Eagle Center Antiques on Instagram.
And the phone number we have to call to find out,
The phone
talk to
number
you?
is 542-6674.
There you go. One of our great sponsors here on the Tom Dillon Sports Show and on Cyclone Sports, the Eagle Center in downtown Elizabethton. And again with Double C Western Supply. A lot of Western stores out there. What do you feel like separates Double C from all the other competition?
I feel like there's a lot of things that separate us. Our customer service. I feel like we help our customers very well. I feel like we're very friendly, and at least we try to be. We strive to be a friendly, family-based business. I also feel like our prices are very good. I feel like we try to keep our prices and our merchandise to a point that the whole family can shop here. And I mean, some things do have to be a little more expensive just because of the nature, but I feel like we try to keep our prices down low enough. And just we're always just striving to get the newest merchandise, the best merchandise that we can for them, and just we just try our best to do the best we can all the time. So I feel like, mainly that our customer service and our prices kind of differentiate us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Double C Western Supply on Railroad Street in Elizabethton. Again, social media, they're there, and also the website, doublecwestern.com. So, proud sponsor of the show, Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Miss Diane and the great folks at Double C Western Supply in Elizabethton. Be loyal, buy local, buy it in Betsy. Amazon doesn't sponsor your ball teams, but Double C Western Supply does. And back at the Tom Dillon Sports Show, guest number 1 on show number 2,311. Been doing this for 10 years. Rocking along is Andrew Smith, a dear friend, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing well. Pleasure to be back after a week hiatus there.
Yep, I disappeared, recharged the batteries, and here we go. So you did it the week before, so one must get away and recharge one's batteries, especially
Absolutely.
what we do in the hectic, chaotic world we're in, the world of sports reporting in your case, sports broadcasting in my case. So lots going on. Let's start with the NBA. Tyrese Halliburton goes down, 7-game difference maker for the Pacers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
To me, that was, I think Game 7 will go down as one of the great what-if games in recent NBA history, because you saw in the first quarter what Tyrese Halliburton was able to do. 3 threes. He was really able to kind of not be fazed by the Oklahoma City crowd. So, if he's able to stay healthy, who knows how that game goes. Oklahoma City still might win, but they might not. You don't know. We truly wouldn't know. So yeah, to me, a great what if. Sad to see that Pacers run end that way. They fought there in the second quarter, but you just kind of tell the wind was out of their sails once they came out at halftime, and everybody kind of realized, yeah, it's as bad as we thought it was. So obviously tough for them. Now you've got to worry about next season. I'm not sure if Tyrese Halliburton will be able to play at all any next year. So tough blow for Indiana for sure.
The preliminary says no, he won't. So that's what, second or third marquee player?
Yeah, I'd go three, because you got him, you had Jason Tatum, and you had Damian Lillard.
That's how I
all in the postseason or late in season go down with Achilles injuries. So, and I don't know if funnily enough's the right word, but I'm going to go with it for now. All three in the East. So if you look at the Eastern Conference for this upcoming season, it feels a little bit more wide open for other teams. So yesterday, one of the teams in the East trying to make a little bit of a push for that. I'm sure we'll talk more about that in a minute. But yeah, it's a tough look for Indiana for sure.
Which is interesting because these guys train year-round. They're supposed to be in tip-top. They got to be in tip-top shape. Play 82 games in a regular playoff schedule, so you would think. But maybe it's a sign that there's too many games. There's too much wear and tear on your body because these guys go all out. And so, anyway, three marquee names. Most, as we just said, Halliburton most recently that's out with a torn Achilles tendon, so he's out, and everything says he'll be missing the entire season next year too. So the Celtics are moving some things to your Hawks. What's going on there?
Yeah, so last night ESPN Sean Schreier reported that the Celtics, Hawks, and Nets were in a three-team trade. The Hawks would be receiving Kristaps Porzingis and a second-round pick. And then the Hawks would be getting rid of the 22nd pick in the draft tonight, as well as Terrence Mann and George Niang. Mann goes to the Nets, as does the 22nd pick, and a second, and Niang will be heading to Boston. So, yeah, the Hawks trying to do some things. I like it.
I read last night Jokic, the assistant general manager, the son of the owner of the team of the Nuggets, said, not out of the realm possibility of trading the big guy. And I'm thinking, you're an idiot to trade him out of there. He is the cornerstone of that team. So, and people made dumb moves before, calling out the Mavericks. What they did is get rid of your boy and send him to the Lakers. Really stupid move. So, that's not above the possibility. But I'm a Jokic guy. I'd love to see him go to the Spurs, but I don't know where he's going to go if he goes anywhere. But even, am I just crazy to contemplate dealing this guy? He's the cornerstone of the franchise, isn't he?
He is. I wouldn't look at trading him right now. I'd look at other things. Like to me, I would go up to Jamal Murray. I don't think it would be that crazy to move him, but you don't move Jokic. The only way you move him is if he himself is demanding out. Otherwise, if it's up to you, you're not getting rid of him. So I definitely wouldn't look for that to be much of a realistic possibility, really. But then again, this is the NBA. Crazier things have happened.
Yep. It ain't personal, it's business. So they think they can better themselves. They'll unload him in a heartbeat. We're talking to our buddy Andrew Smith, sports writer, John C. Press, switching gears, college basketball. When they talk it, they're going to do it. So the talk is they're going to expand the NCAA men's and women's tournament from 64 plus the play-in 68 to a total now of. It's on the table. They're going to vote in a couple of weeks, which means they're talking about they're going to do it. Push them up to 76 teams. What's your take on that?
Why are we doing this? Yes, absolutely, that's why we're doing this. But from a practical standpoint, the only reason I would even be open to doing this is if you are changing the automatic bids to be both for, at least at the smaller school level, both the regular season conference champion and your tournament champion. There were some teams on the bubble this past March that absolutely were not worthy of a tournament spot. Had no business being there. No, but yet they would totally be getting in if this tournament expands again. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not a fan of the idea of expanding this thing. The only, if you're going to expand it, at least make sure by the time we get to Thursday morning And, games are getting ready to tip off Thursday at noon. We're still at 64. I don't love the continued expansion of the tournament, but hey, as long as we're at 64 by opening Thursday, I guess it's not that big of a deal, I guess, although I certainly am not the biggest fan.
Well, college football playoffs, as you know, to get into the playoffs, get into the bowl, you can be bowl eligible, got to have 6 wins. Well, there was teams over the last couple of years that were under 500 or 6-6 that were 500 team, or some of them were 6-7, 6-8 got into the bowls because they got to have, they got so many bowls out there, they got to get so many teams to cover these bowls, and so they started grabbing teams that are 500 or below. So it makes no sense to me. And you're exactly right. What it's going to do is promote mediocrity in college basketball. It's like, okay, then you get into, if you got 76 slots to get into to play into the March Madness to win a chance for the national championship, then I would think you'd go, all right, our scheduling, let's back it off a little bit, not play the big boys all the time. Your strength of schedule, I would think, would not be that big a deal because you're picking up, 6 to 8, 7, it's 8 more teams that are going to go to the big show. So all of a sudden, I would think your strength of schedule, who you got to play to get there, your quality wins, am I right or wrong, it may change because, hey, okay, we're not going to go and get our brains beat out of these big boys to make it look good because there's 8 more slots to get into to get to the March Madness, right or wrong.
No, I don't think I disagree with that. I definitely think that your barrier of entry is certainly going to be lower with more spots, assuming they're all going to be at-large bids. So, yeah, absolutely. Your strength of schedule will not matter as much. However, it could come back to bite you to where if, let's say, these new spots aren't going to regular season mid-major champions, right? So, let's say ETSU goes out, they win the SoCon regular season title but lose in, the semifinals of the SoCon tournament, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say that they now are on the bubble. But their strength of schedule says, hey, in their non-conference, they went out and they tried to go play a Tennessee, a UNC, other teams like that. Meanwhile, you've got a middling, not to pick on Texas A&M, but just to use them as an example, right? A middling Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. Yeah, their conference schedule was strong, but in the out-of-conference, they can't help their conference schedule. They're kind of stuck to whatever they're going to get there. They didn't try and go play anybody in the non-conference outside of maybe a not great Big 12 team. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure who. Blind resume, let's see that. If I'm looking at blind resumes, I might be like, I might lean more toward ETSU because they tried to go out in the non-conference and do some things, and they had a bunch of regular season success in the league they were in. Not saying the entire committee would think that way, but if I was on the committee, I might start to think that way.
Yeah.
So, the barrier of entry for the bigger schools may be a little bit lower for strength of schedule, but you also might be trying to run up against the mid-majors that were good but didn't win their conference tournament. So, just my 2 cents on how a committee might view that.
Yep, I think you're exactly right. So anyway, they're talking about putting it to, not talking, they'll do it. As I said on the show many times, when they start talking it, it's going to happen. Year or so ago, they started talking about expanding the college football playoff. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to do it. They're going to go to 76 teams in men's and college women's basketball starting this year coming up. They got to approve it now. So the schedule you've got now is in place for this year, but going forward, you can tweak your schedule year after next. But this year, it'll kick in this year, 2025, 2026. So there you go. That'll put you right there. So your schedule that you have now is etched in stone. I guess you can still tweak it, but probably not a whole lot. Because the season starts, what is this, June? About to be July. Season starts in November, doesn't it? Basketball season starts? Yep. So you're talking 11. This will be 4 months you start your season. So probably what you got, your schedule, you're going to ride it out with this one for this upcoming season. We've been off for 2 weeks. He was gone, I was gone. So a lot of stuff has been going on since then. One of those, the announcement, NFL news, Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler for probably 1 month. 1 year. So can Rodgers do what they want him to do in Pittsburgh? Is that a good move for the Steelers or not?
I mean, if you look, they didn't really have too many other options. It kind of felt like the writing was on the wall, especially since draft night when they decided they didn't want to take a quarterback early in the draft. It felt like, all right, looks like Rodgers is going to be a Steeler. He just kind of drug it out for a couple extra months there. But I mean, I think he's good enough to at least make sure they don't go in the tank, to keep the 9-8 streak alive. I definitely think he's good enough to do that. Is he good enough to get them over the hump and win a playoff game? I don't think he is at this stage of his career. He could prove me wrong, but I just don't see it. And also, yesterday he went on the Pat McAfee show and said that this upcoming year will probably be his last. We'll see about that.
Yeah.
But for now, he's talking like this will be one last ride. So, who knows? But yeah, I definitely think the Steelers, I don't think they'll be bad, but I think they'll probably be somewhere in that 9-8 range yet again.
So the goal is get him so they can take him past that and get to the next round, the next rung of success in the NFL. So you're saying Rodgers being there is probably not going to do it. They're going to pretty much stay where they are, which is an expensive. I would think it was a bust if you bring him in for expectations to take him to the next level. And based on you're saying they're going to be a 9-8 team or thereabouts, then the experiment, or not an experiment, the investment in Aaron Rodgers, and I would think would not be a successful one, but it's in June. He's not taking the first snap. I just hope, Achilles tendon blowout against the Jets. Hope nothing like that happens because, you're one hit away. Case in point, Travis Hunter. We had him on talking about him before you got here. Bouncing around here because I'll get this guy's take on things. Travis Hunter, $46 million contract guaranteed, a signing bonus guaranteed up front. Went back and added it. $31 million to sign his name. His name? Hello? His name is 12 letters, so it comes out to $2.5 million a letter for Travis Hunter. Guaranteed. Now, this guy can go out today, blow out a knee. He can, anything can happen. I don't want anything to happen to this kid. He can be in a car. I mean, anything he can be done for. But he's getting $30 million up front before taking the first snap. I think that's absurd. If Six Rivers Media says we're going to pay Andrew Smith, $30 million going to sign him for a year's contract or a 4-year contract, we're going to give you $30 million up front, I'm guessing you think they're dumb enough to pay it. I'm dumb enough to take it. That's what I would say. But I don't get it. I don't understand from an economy standpoint, a financial standpoint, to pay anybody on any job. And I'm not picking on Travis Hunter. I don't get the mindset where you give these guys big bucks and you're one hit away and all of a sudden you have no return on your investment. Trevor Lawrence, case in point, in Jacksonville got hurt, missed a good part of the season last year. Understandably, I mean, it happens. He's in a quarterback situation where they're trying to take his head off his shoulders. I get that, but am I wrong to pay this kind of people up front? I mean, a $30 million bonus just to sign his name guaranteed? Is that nuts, or I'm crazy? I'm old cocky.
It feels like a lot. It does feel like a lot, but I think that the Jaguars' mindset is, shoot, we're basically playing for two players in one cap spot, right? You've got a wide receiver and a defensive back taking up just one roster spot instead of two. So we're going to pay him as if he's two guys, or at least closer to that than if he's, was just a receiver or just a defensive back. So I think that's their thought process on it. To go to your example, yes, if someone's dumb enough to pay me $30 million, I'm dumb enough to sign on the dotted line and take it. So, yeah, it's definitely a lot of money, but the way that, the rookie first-round contracts are, most everything in it is guaranteed.
Mrs. Miller.
Yeah, I definitely think that I still think this could be a good investment for Jacksonville. It's money that doesn't go against the cap, really, the way the sign bonus works. We'll see how it goes, at the end of the 4 or 5 years, the team option for that year 5. But, yeah, it's a lot of money, but also he could be a guy that's worth that much. At least
we'll see.
For NFL economy standpoint.
Yeah, we'll see. So, but anyway, I'm not picking on Travis Hunter. It'd be anybody that would come up and they're going to pay that kind of money. And the NBA's the same way. The guy with Gabbard has got a $54 million contract extension. My question is, again, I'm a dumb old country boy here in the hills of East Tennessee by way of West Virginia. Where's this coming? I mean, how do they pay this? How are they going to pay these people this money? If the economy doesn't tighten, getting better, people can't afford to go to the ball games now. Okay, the turnstiles, it ain't cheap to go to any big league ball game. It ain't cheap to go to high school games. It's not cheap to go to college games. So when a family is trying to keep their head above water financially, I mean, who's going to pay continue to dole out this money. The NBA attendance was down this year. They announced that. It's off a little bit. So that's my question. But, I mean, where's it coming from?
With the NBA and the NFL, they get less of their overall revenue from ticket money. They obviously get some, but their big money comes from television contracts. And these TV contracts are inked for long-term deals with these networks, your ABCs, CBS, NBCs of the world, and even the Amazon Primes, right? We're getting the stream gauge now. And that's where the big chunk of money comes from for each of these leagues. So you wonder, how can they pay this? Well, they're getting a bunch of money from these networks to broadcast the game. So it doesn't matter as much how many people show up or not. It's, hey, we expected these many people to tune in on their television, and so we're willing to pay this much to the league for the rights to be the one showing them this. So this is how they get their money. This is how they are able to pay such exorbitant deals, because they're getting a bunch of money coming in from these television deals. NFL specifically, the Super Bowl draws so many eyes in and of itself. If you're able to land a deal and get the Super Bowl, if you're a network, you feel like that it's worth it just by itself, because you're going to be getting so much money from advertisers and the Super Bowl and all this other stuff. So television money is basically the long answer to your question of how can they afford to pay these deals.
Okay, and then you get then you look at, we'll come right back with you on this one, NASCAR. It used to be on major networks. They got taken off major networks. That was one of the big complaints. You can't find them. Now they're going back on Prime.
They just finished up on Prime. This week they're going to be starting on TNT.
TNT, which is a little bit better, but it's not ABC, NBC, or CBS, or ESPN, the major networks where they once were. So the value of the NASCAR contract went down. They said that because they were not getting the viewership and the ratings that they needed to sustain the stay up on the big boy networks. So to use that analogy, and you're exactly right. But what happens, for whatever reason, it takes a dip. I don't see it because NFL is a very hot product. NBA, I'm not so sold on that one, but NFL, Major League Baseball had the viewership, but if a tick goes in the tank, I would think they'd have to reassess. We'll see. I don't want to go in the tank. I'm just saying, I just keep looking at this thinking, 54 here, 85 here, 46 here. I mean, we're talking big chunks of money. Who's paying for this? Ultimately, I guess we are. I guess the television rights to get on cable is going up. People getting frustrated and coming off cable. So, and they get joysticks or whatever. I'm not even sure how people do it. I don't. So, but I guess my point, I'm like a dog chases his tail here, but I just don't see how it can continue to do what it's doing and go where it's going. But far be it from me. I'm just, as I said, a dumb old country boy here in East Tennessee. I don't know nothing. He knows more than I do. So I'm going to go with what he says, the TV rights. We're here again at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. The Atlanta Braves are playing some really much improved baseball. I'm going to tip my hat. I don't get it right very often, but I got this one right. I've watched this team kind of analyze it. As Matt Olson goes, they go. When he's hot, they're hot. You can slice it the way you want to. Of course, you're getting some really good pitching by Swellenbach and Strider. Today it's going to be
the rookie, Dier Fuentes.
Fuentes,
yeah.
And Holmes for us, right? Grant Holmes for the Braves.
It'll be Clay Holmes for the Mets and
Clay Holmes. We get Fuentes.
Yeah, we get Fuentes.
Fuentes.
Tomorrow will be Grant Holmes.
Grant Holmes. Thank you. So Chris Sale's out. So the pitching's been good. Olsen leads us in hitting. So the Braves all of a sudden, they're starting to make a little run here, aren't they?
They're trying to, and they are certainly trying to take advantage of the Mets not playing good baseball right now. They've lost, I believe, 9 of their last 10. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the Mets are not playing good baseball. Part of that being the Braves have now beat them 5 times in the past little over a week. 3 in Atlanta, and now the first 2 in New York. So, yeah, the Braves are definitely playing better baseball. Matt Olson, you mentioned, he's definitely been a big, big part of that. Couple clutch hits there last night. Had a 2-run double, and as well as a tack-on single late as well. So, yeah, he's doing some good things at the plate. Ronald Acuna has been electric since he's come back. He is, I believe, 4th among NL outfielders in the All-Star voting at this moment in time. So it looks like, despite missing a good chunk of the first half, he still might make the All-Star game, which, kind of funny, but also shows how how good he has been in his return. The pit, bottom half of the lineup has had struggles, but the top half's kind of been carrying. Pitching staff obviously thinks to see Chris Sale out. They don't really have a timeline yet for when he'll be back with the broken ribs. My guess, I'm not a doctor, so take this with about a small grain of salt as you want. Probably about a month at least, I would think he'll be out for. Just my personal guesstimation. But we'll see. But yeah, pitching overall has been solid. Dylan Lee has really shown well for himself, kind of becoming the closer, really. They took Bryce Iglesias out of the role, so Dylan Lee has kind of been put in that spot. He's done really well. So, definitely better baseball here recently from Atlanta.
Did you see the highlights last night of Evan Carter?
I did. He
Awesome.
nifty slide to
Awesome.
give the Rangers the lead there late.
He's at third base, ground ball to second base. Carter races home, goes head first slide. They tag him, they call him out. Bruce Bochy, the manager, appealed it. We reversed it, called him safe. It was a difference maker in the game. They went 6-5 and 10 over the Orioles in Baltimore. So Evan Carter getting it done last night. You know where he's from. He's from Elizabethton. Young man who's now the Rangers center fielder. So Evan Carter, big difference maker last night in that baseball team. I've said this. I saw his mother-in-law the other day at Chick-fil-A in Elizabeth, and I said, Sandy, when he's on the field, there's a different move about this baseball team. And I don't know if it's just the luck of the Irish, they say. I don't think so. I think his energy, his enthusiasm, everything he stands for, I just think he makes a difference in that baseball team. They won 3 in a row, 7 out of 10, so the Rangers are coming.
The Rangers are certainly playing good ball. A lot of it to do with Evan. Another guy had a big night last night was former Tennessee ball Christian Moore for the Angels. Game-tying homer in the 8th, game-winning homer in the 10th. He's starting to figure some things out after a little bit of a slow start when he came up. So guys with Tennessee ties, whether it be Evan here in Elizabethton or the UT grad and Christian Moore, making some impact on some big league clubs.
Yes. Are you hungry? What are you working on, Butler, right now?
Right now we're doing a good bit of Appy League stuff, as well as some stuff to get ready for the Speedway Classic, some preview stuff, some other stuff like that. I'm working right now on a story of the history of the Braves and the Reds in the Appalachian League. It's been a fun little research project there. Dale Murphy was a Kingsport Brave back in the 70s.
Remember those days, yeah.
Those were, before the K Mets, it was the K Braves. So just a fun little nugget from the research there. But yeah, a lot of Appy League, some stuff with that. Yesterday, in today's paper, I did a feature on the new Happy Valley baseball coach, Eli Ayers. Good, very solid young man. He Happy Valley graduate, class of 21, and now here he is just a little over 4 years later, the skipper of the Warriors. So it was fun to talk with him and his father there yesterday and get that story. So yeah, that's kind of just been some of what we've been working on here.
Are you hungry?
Yes, sir.
See you next week. Get some lunch.
Yes, sir. Sounds like a plan.
Great job. Quick break. We'll be right back. Mr. Baseball joins us coming up. We'll do an extensive look at Major League Baseball. Also, a little later on, Brendan Sweeney, Milligan University, will stop by and talk a little sports with us. All that straight ahead after this from our good sponsor, the good folks yonder over at, this is good to the, let's see, I want to get the one that says, talking about the pill packs. They're selling a bunch of pill packs. What is the pill pack? I'll find it. I'll let you see it right after this break here on the Tom Noda Sports Show.
Behind every Food City meat and seafood counter is a highly trained, certified butcher that can offer seafood meal prep, suggest the perfect sides to pair, and even steam and peel your shrimp. All at no extra cost. In fact, you'll be so impressed with our butchers, you'll be asking yourself, what can't they do?
I bet he'd be great at helping with the laundry.
Okay, well, maybe not that. But at Food City, our butchers make almost everything better.
Our success is your success.
And back to the Tom Miller Sports Show. It is lunchtime at Chick-fil-A. It's hopping. I like it. Let me tell you about the hitting clinic coming up in Kingsport. The Healthy Hitters Youth Baseball Clinic coming up July the 23rd. It's a one-day event for 2 hours at Hunter Wright Stadium. It's a free event. Again, it's perfect for beginners and young baseball players. Kids will learn baseball skills from the Kingsport Axemen. And so if you get a chance, we'll take this in. It's free. Just show up again at Hunter Wright Stadium on the 23rd. We're talking about this next couple of weeks, July the 23rd, about a month out. But again, it's a Healthy Hitters Youth Baseball Clinic, free, at Hunter Wright Stadium on the 23rd of July. All right, new auction out, 2 new auctions from our buddy David Collins from Collins & Company. Number one is one going on that started Sunday, goes through July the 8th, which is next week. It is a household online estate auction. And it goes, let's see, starts at $1 a bid. Let's see, a cap and bill revolver replica, U.S. coin-proof set, silver dollars, a red letter $2 bill, a Sony 57-inch television. It goes on and on and on. And so John Deere riding mower, all kinds of tools. That's coming up again. That's going on right now. Go to collinsandcompany.info. That's number one. Number two, a knife collection going on right now, online auction. Through next Wednesday, go Wednesday, a week after next, I should say, July the 9th. Again, collinsandcompany.info. And so these are 2 auctions going on right now. David Collins at collinsandcompany.info. Mr. Baseball's here. He's going to be surprised what's about to happen with him. We're going to take a break. We'll get him on next. Mr. Baseball, Greg Salyer, joins us after this time out from Weight Loss Success on the Tom Miller Sports Show.
Our success is your success.
It's important to hire a professional because you want a quality, trained, and licensed person working in your home. All of my staff are factory trained and have years of experience. With today's technology in heating and air conditioning systems, you want a trained professional working on your system. Our motivation to provide our customers with the best service is years of experience. We've been in business for 35 years and we plan on being in business for another 35 years. So we want to make our customers happy.
I'm going to Tom Miller Sports Show. Look who stopped by, Mr. Baseball. Mr. Baseball is working over in the Hampton, Carter County area, helping folks out from Helene. People still don't believe that we still are putting people back, the lives back together.
Oh, absolutely.
They don't believe it, do they?
No,
I mean,
but
they
we
don't
are.
believe what they are yet.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm working on 2 houses right now. We're trying to finish these 2 houses up. One of them's on Spring Street, one of them's on Church Street there in Hampton. And we've got a mission team there from Michigan today that's helping us do some things. We're doing some painting and things like that. We've been building the railing around the front porch today. That's been our job today. And yeah, it's going good, but it's slow. And we've got a house that we've not even started framing yet. So
People don't understand.
you know, there's different levels of where we are with different people. And yeah, one house that I helped work on once before, they've not even started framing it yet. It had to come down and
Start over, basically.
Yeah, basically start over. And to beat it all, that family, the husband, dad in that family is a truck driver, and he had a very serious accident in Florida about a little over a year ago, and lost his leg in the accident. They were unloading his truck. He wasn't on the road. They were unloading his truck and dropped some of it on top of him. He was carrying those metal electrical poles, you know, and as they were unloading them, somehow some of them fell on top of him, almost killed him. But he lost his leg and was in the hospital for about 3 months down in Florida, and then comes back and just, 11 months later, loses his house in the flood. So we're trying to get them back in because they're living in a camper right now. They've been in a camper since September.
People don't understand.
Yeah.
You know, we're moved on to vacation season. We've got Dead Week, TWSAA, and I mean, the life goes on. You see what's going on in the Middle East and so on and so forth. But you got folks looking to get the basics, the basic commodities, for lack of a better term, day-to-day existence in Carter County, Johnson County, Unicoi County, and over in North Carolina. Still picking up the pieces. Happened September the 27th. You can do the math. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, soon to be July. We're talking 10 months. So, and hurricane season's coming back around. I mean, it's already started. And so, you know, there's no guarantee we're going to get another round. Hope not.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into baseball, which is why he's here, can people, who can we say or call and say, I'll paint, I'll landscape, I'll hang sheetrock? I mean, who do we get a hold of? If we want to lend our services, volunteer to help these people out, where do we go to do that?
Yeah, so there's several opportunities to do that. There's several groups that are working down there. You know, we're sort of going through a little bit of a leadership transition with the group that I'm with, but you know, if somebody would like to do that, they can reach out to me at Heritage Baptist Church, and we can get them plugged in. So if they want to call Heritage Baptist Church, speak to the secretary, Debbie, there, and tell them that they'd like to get in contact with me. She can take a message and give me their information, and I'll get back with them.
FEMA's gone, right?
FEMA's gone as far as I know. FEMA, though, I got to say, I mean, I think in some ways they got a bad rap because, you know, some of the people I know receive quite a bit of funding from FEMA. Yeah, I mean, more than what everybody thinks, you know, because everybody heard, oh, they get $750. Well, no, I heard one family that I know for sure got like $40,000 from FEMA, which is not enough to rebuild their home, but
pretty good chunk of change.
Yes, that is. So, you know, FEMA, you know, I can't speak for everybody that applied, but I know some people did receive quite a bit of assistance from FEMA.
Samaritan's Purse still around?
Samaritan's Purse came and kind of did their thing, and now they have moved on into Kentucky because they had the floods up there, and they've probably moved from Kentucky to somewhere else now, I would imagine. But Samaritan's Purse is a well-oiled machine. I got to say, I have nothing but good things to say about them. I worked closely with them for a while over there, and they really helped a lot of people that lost things that you don't really think about. Like, you know, one guy, and that's really what Samaritan's Purse helped with, was the things you don't think about, like chain link fence or a lawnmower or something like that. You know, I was at Lowe's one day, and guy from Samaritan's Purse said, hey, go pick up this guy a lawnmower. Here's how much money you have. Go spend it. Go spend it.
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
And you
so
did?
I did. They told me what he asked for, and he got a much nicer mower than he asked for because we were able to get it tax exempt through a nonprofit, and then this nonprofit also had a 20% off discount with Lowe's. So, we were able to get him a pretty nice mower for much cheaper than what.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So, you're looking for help. If you want to volunteer, again, start by buzzing Heritage Baptist Church here in Johnson City and say, I want to help, and they'll plug you in. So, your mother watching?
She's watching, yeah.
Oh.
I talked to her just a few minutes ago.
182 days till Christmas, so either I'm late for last year or early for this year, but I have your Christmas present. I guess it's last year's. So there you go. I remember.
You've been talking about this for weeks.
I know. I went on vacation, came back, and recharged my notes, the excellent gift wrapping I did.
I see that.
Yeah, went to a lot of trouble with it.
I can tell.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. Okay. If you doesn't like it, eBay it.
Too bad.
Yard sell it. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, man, look at that.
Yeah.
The Ken Griffey Jr. Hallmark Christmas ornament.
There you go.
Check that out.
How about that?
Is that not cool?
Look long and hard with that one. So
I'll bet.
Those are kind of rare birds.
They are.
Because he's in the red uniform.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much.
So.
That is awesome.
What are we? What's today? The 25th? Yeah.
Yeah, so how many days did you say it was?
So I'm 6 months late. December, so January, February, March, April. Yeah, I'm 6 months late. Today's Christmas Day. 6 months removed.
6 months removed. It's been 6 months. That's exactly right. This is half the halfway point.
Halfway point. I just thought of that.
Yeah.
Halfway point to Christmas.
Halfway point.
182 days for Christmas.
Thank you. This will be used. Thank you so much.
There you go. So happy birthday, Merry Christmas late. All right. We got lots to go over. Been off for a couple of weeks. So he was gone and I was gone. So good night. We got all kind of. Let's start with the Seattle Mariner catcher. Talking Mr. Baseball.
Oh my goodness.
Kyle Raleigh, the guy number 32? 32 now.
32. Yeah.
4 straight game of the home run. I don't think he hit one last night. This is Monday's story. In the past 30 games, a little bit more than that now, but he's hitting .331 with 17 home runs and 36 RBIs.
He is tearing it up.
Yeah. So I had to.
And he is leading the All-Star voting at catcher by a long shot.
Yeah, we're going to go to that in a minute.
Oh, he is way up there. So I don't know if you're aware of this. His dad was the head baseball coach at UT for a time period, Todd Raleigh.
Do not know that. So that's his boy, Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
He can flat rip the cup. Did he play for you too? I guess he did.
I don't know.
Don't
I don't know if he did or not. But, yeah, his dad, Todd, was the head coach at UT. I don't know how many seasons he was there, but he was there for a while.
Yep. That's awesome. So Kyle Raleigh's breaking some records. Johnny Bench.
Mm-hmm.
He's on pace to hit more home runs than.
He's on pace to hit 66.
Yep. But he's on pace to hit at least 40 home runs before the All-Star break. At the pace he's going, he's got 32.
Yeah.
So let's run down some things. Let's start with, the Braves are hot. I say this every time I talk about this Andrew Smith. As Matt Olson goes, they go.
You're right.
So he's on pace to have his 430 home run and 100 RBI season. Olson is caught fire, and the Braves are caught fire. They're playing pretty baseball.
They're playing really well.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Their pitching's coming through for them now, and to be honest, that's the area where I've been more concerned than anything for the Braves. Their outfield situation, having Acuna back has been a big plus for them, of course. Everybody knew he was going to be a big shot in the arm, and he has been. They're still looking for that outfielder. I think they need to kind of stick out there every day, and Harris and Acuna, and I like Verdugo and everything, but. I think they're still looking for a bat maybe at the trade deadline. And we'll see what they do because, they're still under 500. They got to get to 500.
You're big buddies with Acuña. When you talk to old Ronnie again, tell him just to run around the bases. Don't stop doing a little stupid dance. Just run around the bases.
Yeah.
What's going to be next? Maybe doing a cartwheel? I mean, come on, guys. Just run around the bases. Act like you've been there. Act like you got some sense.
That's what our coach said in high school all the time. He said, act like you've done it before.
Yeah.
Just
run around the bases.
Yeah, if you do something, act like you've done it before. Don't.
The damage is done. Look at the scoreboard. You hit the home run. Just run around the bases and go to the dugout.
Right.
Seems pretty simple.
Yeah.
Shohei Ohtani 27 home runs.
Yeah.
Now he's pitching. He's a double dipper now. He's going pitching and hitting. So
yeah, they're going to stretch him out, I think, a little bit more. I think he's only pitched, one inning, both outings that he's had. So they'll probably start stretching him out a little bit. And, the Padres scored a run off of him that first outing, but, he did all right. He looked okay. And he did better his second time out. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do.
Max Scherzer goes today for the Blue Jays.
Yes, that's big. So that's huge. So if they can get him back, and he's the Max Scherzer that we expect him to be, because he's a bulldog. My goodness, he's a bulldog. And he'll be a big shot in the arm of the Blue Jays, which the Blue Jays have been playing really well lately anyway. And he can maybe get them into second place. They're fighting hard with the Rays. Did they move into second? I think they did, maybe. I can't remember.
Who are we talking about? We're talking about the...
No, they're still a game and a half behind the Rays.
Yeah.
For second place in their division. But, but they're going to... I think he'll be a shot in the arm for them. The Rays have been 7-3 in their last 10, so that's the difference. But, yeah, he'll be... I'm excited about that. I'm anxious to see what he's able to do.
Detroit, first team to get 50 wins. Got the best record in baseball. Got the best home record and away record. I mean, they're the deal. They're 20 over 500. So they're you got to look at them as one of those teams winning all this year.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely could.
Yeah. That's a really stupid thing to say, Tom. Yeah, I know, because Tom is the best record in baseball. Yeah, but we're not even the All-Star break yet. You know how teams can falter. They can go away. They get hot, go either way. But right now, Detroit's the team now. Got a pretty good pitching matchup going on today. Paul Skeens against Jacob Misiorowski.
Yes.
On the mound today, these two guys, two youngsters, maybe the future face of the bigs, certainly are right now. These boys are bringing it. So these guys, I'm trying to find the numbers real quick, but Misiorowski throwing over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. And Misiorowski, came up this year. Skeens came up last year. And both of these guys are the real deal, I believe. And, so Misiorowski for the Brewers, Skeens for the Pirates. It's always interesting when those two teams play each other, I think. That's just a matchup that I'm always intrigued by, because the Pirates seem to play well against the Brewers for some reason. But yeah, Misiorowski is the real deal.
Misiorowski threw, let's see, Skeens had 100-mile-an-hour 17 times his first time he pitched. Misiorowski did it 14 times first time he went out and pitched. 14 times it clocked over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Skeens threw 29 triple-digit heaters in his first two big league starts. Misiorowski threw 43. So both guys are flamethrowers. I don't know how long their arms can last, but today at 2:15 they're going to get after it.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes for them. So
the game's free on MLB Network today. So they're on MLB.TV.
There you go. The Brewers, Misiorowski, the Pirates, and Paul Skeens. Let's see. Today games are that one, obviously. Arizona White Sox, Red Sox and the Angels, Washington and San Diego. Tonight on the lights, Texas and Baltimore. You see Evan Carter, head first slide?
Yeah. That scared me to death.
Oh, yeah. Head first slide. They called him out. They appealed it, and they reversed the decision. He was safe. It was a difference maker in the game. They won.
Yeah.
Won by one.
Oh, it scared me to death. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah. Evan Carter.
Scared to death his shoulder would pop out a joint or something.
Yeah.
But, hey, you got to play all with everything you got. He did it, and it worked.
It was a routine ground. Really, it was a routine ground ball. Didn't even make the second base on the grass in the infield.
Yeah.
What a gamble.
Yeah.
So Carter breaks her home, goes head first. They tag him. They call him out. Bochy appeals it, the manager, and they reverse it. There's a difference in the game. So Evan Carter, again, making a difference to the Rangers. They play in Baltimore tonight. Jacob DeGrom on the mound for the Rangers at 7-2. If he can continue doing what he's doing, that's a big shot in the arm of that Ranger pitching staff.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, DeGrom's one of those guys, he was known for a while as the best pitcher in baseball, and I think rightly so. But when he was with the Mets, it was like he got no run support. I don't know if you remember that or not. But how many times did he pitch in a game where he had the lead, too, and then they took him out, and the bullpen blew it? I mean, this guy should have twice as many wins for his career as he has. It's crazy, but he's still, even with all the injury situation that he's had, he's still Jacob DeGrom.
Toronto at Cleveland tonight, the A's in Detroit, the Yankees in Cincinnati. Singer for the Reds, and Max Fried will go for the Yankees. Fried 9-2, Singer 7-5. Pretty good pitching matchup.
That is a good pitching matchup. I'm anxious to see that game. I know, the Reds have won the first 2 games in that series, so they've taken the series already. They're going for the sweep tonight. But Max Fried is going to have something to say about that, I'm afraid.
You've got Tampa Bay, Kansas City. The Braves in New York against the Mets. Holmes will go for Clay Holmes will go for the Mets, and Fuentes will go the rookie for Atlanta. Tampa Bay, we'll get to that in a minute. Tampa Bay, Kansas City, Seattle, Minnesota. The Cardinals and the Cubs will battle it out united at Busch Stadium. Philadelphia, Houston. The Dodgers in Colorado, and San Francisco hosting Miami. Now here's your standings. In the American League East, the Yankees have lost 2 in a row and 7 out of 10. The Rays have caught them. They're a game out. Blue Jays are 2.5 out. Rays have won 7 out of 10. Blue Jays are 2.5 back. Red Sox, man, they're like a roller coaster. At Dollywood, they're up and they're down. They lose 4, win 3, and they're all over the road. So the Red Sox have lost 4. They're under 500 now. But so it's a 3-horse race. The Yankees, the Rays, and the Blue Jays. And so they're pressing the Yankees right now, pushing on them.
They are. The Rays are playing really, really well. And, I think a lot of it, you look at first base for Miranda is playing really well, and I've been voting for him for the All-Star team. But I think he should start. He's probably not going to, but if you look at the numbers, he's as good as anybody in the American League at first base.
Cherry Cream Deluxe, what we're talking about.
Cherry or cream pie.
Yeah, 4th of July. I'm thinking red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white.
Blue on it, but we could do something.
And there's white on it too. So
yeah.
2 out of the 3 colors. Ev. Tom, you're so goofy. Yeah, I know. But I'm dropping those hints. Or maybe for Christmas, 182 days out.
Yeah, halfway there.
Make it halfway to Christmas. Hard to believe. All right, in the Central Division, Detroit's considered the best team in baseball.
Yeah.
The Guardians, this division, they're all on the downside slope. Guardians have lost 6 out of 10. Royals have lost 6 out of 10. The Twins, 5 in a row, 9 out of 10. So nobody's really pushing the Tigers right now.
No, the Twins have been so streaky.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy how streaky they've been, because they had that 13-game winning streak, and now here they are. They've lost 5, 9 of their last 10. You don't know what you're going to get with them.
No.
And I had a mission team here from Minnesota last week, and there was a Twins fan. He wore a Twins hat, and Twins were playing in Cincinnati last week while he was here, and I kept him updated on the games. Of course, Reds took 2 out of 3, but finally what he said to me was, he said, "I don't care anymore." He said,
Leave me alone.
He said, "I used to be a season ticket holder for years, but he said, I don't care anymore." He said, "This team's going to give me a heart attack."
There you go.
So, yeah.
Twins are struggling. In the West, Astros are the Astros who are hanging in there. Won 2 in a row, 7 out of 10. They lead the Mariners by 4.5. Mariners have won 3 in a row and 7 out of 10. The Angels have won 2 in a row and 6 out of 10. They're 7 back. The Rangers are a half game behind them. They're 7 and 1.5 back. So really, it's a 4-horse race right there right now. The A's are out of it. So the Rangers, again, continue to play some pretty solid baseball and making some noise.
Yeah, they're 2 games under 500. Come on, Rangers, get to 500.
Get to 500.
And then we get excited about you. We can get excited, and you can make a run at that point, because, I mean, they're not that far out of the wild card. I know you don't want to talk wild card in June.
No.
But they're not that far out of it if they just get above 500. That's the key. Get above 500.
We're playing in September, for crying out loud.
I know, but you got to start thinking about that a little bit.
More towards the July trade deadline.
When you're 7.5 games back in the division, you start thinking more about the wild card maybe than you do winning the division.
I'm in the minority. I know everybody's thinking, but again, trade deadline's coming up in July, so that's when you start.
And we'll really be talking about stuff then. We'll have so much to talk about then.
In the National League, Phillies won 7 out of 10. They lead the Mets by a game and a half. So as bad as the Phillies or the Mets are playing, the Phillies can't shake them. Phillies are only a game and a half better. The Mets have lost 3 in a row, 9 out of 10. The Braves are inside of 10. They're down to single digits now, 9.5 games. They won 2 in a row and 7 out of 10. In the Central, the Cubs have lost 3 in a row and 6 out of 10. The Brewers have caught them. The Cardinals have caught them. Both are playing good baseball. Milwaukee's won 7. They're 7-3. Cardinals won 2 in a row. They're 8-2. Both 2.5 back. And the Reds, 4 over. 42-38. They won 3 in a row, 7 out of 10. Do the Redlegs have what it takes?
Maybe. I mean, so Chase Burns.
We're going to talk about him in a second.
Yeah, coming up, that was a big boost, I think, for the Reds.
Yes.
Winning that game last night was huge. The way they won it. Don't count them out. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
4 games over 500. Don't count them out. I look for them to do something at the trade deadline, too. I think they've got a whole different mindset than they've had in years past.
Yeah, because the manager, Francona.
That's right.
They're 4 over. Wonder where they were this time last year, June 20th. That'd be interesting to see where they were. Yeah, but they're playing some pretty. They're 4 over. They're playing some pretty good baseball, to say the least. In the West, the Dodgers won 2 in a row. They're 8 out of 10. They won. The Giants have lost 6 out of 10. Giants are 4.5 back. Padres a little farther back than that. So the Dodgers are the Dodgers. As beat up as their pitching staff is, they start getting all these guys back. Look out.
Oh yeah.
So, in fact, I got to break down all these the power rankings. Want to take a look at that? Well, let's take a look at Chase Burns for a second.
Okay.
We're live here at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. It's lunchtime. It's rocking. We love it. Burns struck out 8 batters in 5 innings, including each of the first 5 batters he faced. The first starting pitcher since 1961 to strike out the first 5 batters he faced in the big leagues, including the reigning MVP, Aaron Judge, struck him out. Wow. So, 22 years old and 159 days. He's the youngest pitcher with 8 strikeouts and no walks in his major league debut since Steven Strasburg did it back in 2010. The second Reds pitcher with 8 walks and no strikeouts, his debut, joining a guy named Johnny Cueto.
8 strikeouts and no walks.
Yeah, 8 strikeouts. There you go, backwards. 8 walks and no strikeouts.
Yeah, it was 8 strikeouts and no walks.
8 strikeouts and no walks.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Johnny Cueto. So, Chase Burns, he's bringing it. He's came from Wake Forest. Yeah, he's a Wake Forest kid.
Played for UT for a while, too.
Yep.
And then transferred to Wake Forest.
So, see the deal? Is it a fluke or is it somebody you can hang your hat on?
He was the number 2 overall draft pick last year coming out of Wake Forest. There's a reason the Reds picked him number 2. And so it's not even been a calendar year since he was drafted. And here he is pitching in the major leagues, and I think he pitched well. I mean, Ben Rice hit a ball like 450 feet off of him last night. And then he gave up 2 other runs in the 4th inning as well. But, I thought one of those hits that they gave the Yankees should have been an error. And I really think those 2 runs should have been unearned, but they were earned runs because they did not give De La Cruz an error on the ball that I thought should have been an error. But, it is what it is. So, the Reds ended up getting the win. He kept them in the game. The offense couldn't wake up until after he came out of the game. But, but it was an exciting game last night. Reds won it in 11 innings. I'm excited he's here. I'll tell you that. As a Reds fan, that's a boost.
Yeah. Let's look at some of these teams. Detroit has not lost more than 3 straight all season. They're the number 1 team in baseball. The Dodgers getting good reports on Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow getting ready to come back in the second half of the season. You get those 2 guys back, look out.
Yeah.
The pitching staff.
Yeah.
The Phillies won 8 out. They're kind of streaky too. They've lost 10 out of 12. They've won 8 out of the 9. They're kind of a roller coaster team too right now.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th power team, Pete Crow Armstrong, the fastest Cub player ever to reach 2020, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
To say the least. So the Astros, they're number 6 in the power rankings, and their pitching staff's keeping them going. The Mets, Juan Soto, he's tied Jimmy Fox for the most multi-homer games before the age of 27. Who sits around and comes up with it? Who digs this stuff up?
I don't know. That's
Greg Salyer, he's wearing a green shirt. He's 4 for 4. He's wearing a green shirt, and that's how crazy some of the stuff is.
I know it is. It really is. How do they know that?
I don't. Where are these people at? Back in some dark room in front of a computer, cranking this stuff out. It's okay. It's good for me on broadcasting.
Yeah, we like to hear it.
Yeah, we like it. I don't want to take time to go find it, so I'm not going to take time to find it. Your boy Rafael Devers, how's he doing out in San Francisco?
So we hadn't talked about him
No.
since he got traded.
God bless
What you
him.
think of that text I sent you that night?
I loved it.
So as soon as I heard it, I sent you that text.
Yeah, you did. You said Devers got traded to San Francisco.
And we were the only ones, I think, that weren't surprised about that.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Did you notice how surprised everybody was that he got traded? We've been saying it for a month. They
You
were
did.
traded.
On the Tom Miller Sports Show, we did.
Yeah, we've been saying it forever, and everybody's like, oh, it came out of nowhere. He's supposed to be one of the Red Sox legends like Yastrzemski and Williams and all of that.
Please.
And we were like, duh, he's a pariah in the clubhouse.
you got
Get
that
rid
right.
of him.
One of the all-time greats.
That's what
Give
they were
me a
saying.
break.
Yeah. He would
Give me
it to
Dwight
one of those
Evans.
guys.
Give me Omar Garcia,
Jim Rice.
Jim Rice, Carl Yastrzemski, Jim Longboard, Rafael Devers.
Yeah.
Not a chance. Let me call Boston. Let me call up here and talk to the Red Sox. Let me give him an earful. So the kicker is, this is how classy he is. He gets to San Francisco and says, I'll play anywhere you want me to play out here.
Yeah.
I just want to play do it in Boston. I thought, what a horse is behind. Anyway, he's gone. Good riddance.
Yeah.
Him and Nico, I'm leaving. Good riddance. So, Lord died for you too, but good riddance. So, Tom, you're so goofy. I know, Ed. Your son got me fired up. I'm enjoying a week off, and I get this text. Rafael Devers got traded. Yeah. So, anyway, that's what's going on. That's some of the power teams in baseball. Let's see. Yeah, that's enough of that. All right, let's take All-Star voting. We're here live at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, have you been voting?
No.
Oh, I vote like 5 times a day, every day.
No.
I missed a day or two, but most days I try to remember to vote.
I don't know how to do it. So, is it hard to do?
No, it's easy.
All right. No, it's not. Maybe easier for everybody else. No.
You literally touch the player's name on your phone.
Oh, I can do that. Good. MLB.com/All-Star.
I have to find it, but I've got it. So they sent me an email. I just go back to the email and hit it every time. And then you can cast 5 votes a day. So you can do them all right there together. You just have to say that you're not a robot.
Did your mother vote?
She has voted before, but I don't think she's voting this year. I don't
Yeah.
think she's done that yet this year.
Hannah voted?
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
Sure. I'm sure, yes.
Absolutely, Hannah's voted.
What about Abigail?
I don't know that Abigail has voted because I talked to her about it, and I don't know that she actually put forth the effort to do it. But we did talk about it, and I guarantee Hannah has voted. I guarantee Ellie De La Cruz has got some votes from Rhode Island.
And I guarantee Rebecca has not voted.
I guarantee Rebecca has no idea.
No, could care less.
She would look at that ballot and say, who are these guys? I don't know any of them.
And Daddy, I don't care.
Yeah, that's right.
And I understand that. It's
Yeah,
not everybody.
she's...
Aaron Judge, overall leading vote getter right now. Ohtani leads the National League of voting. Let's run down first off in the American League. As we talked earlier, Cal Raleigh, your leading vote getter as the catcher for the Mariners.
As he should be.
Vladimir Guerrero is at first base right now, the Blue Jays.
Just past Paul Goldschmidt for first place.
Gleyber Torres, Tigers, second base. Jose Ramirez, Guardians, third
Ramirez
base.
Definitely deserving.
Yep, batting .323, 13 homers, 20 stolen bases for Ramirez.
And look at Jacob Wilson's numbers at shortstop.
9 home runs, batting .349 for the Athletics, shortstop.
Do you know who he is?
Have no
Remember a
clue.
guy named Jack Wilson, played for the Pirates?
Yeah,
That's his son.
Son's son. Cool. Outfield is Aaron Judge, Riley Green, and Javier Baez. Judge, 27 homers, batting .367. Green, 17 homers. Baez, 9 home runs, and your DH is from the Orioles, Ryan O'Hearn. So that's your American League vote getters. At this point, you go to the 20th.
So the funny thing...
You go to Thursday, right?
Huh?
You vote through Thursday?
Yeah. And then the top 2 will move on to phase 2 of the voting. So if your favorite is is number 3 or 4, you better start voting.
In the National League, catchers Will Smith from the Dodgers. First base, Freddie Freeman, the Dodgers. Second base, Ketel Marte from the Diamondbacks. Shortstop, Manny Machado, or third base, Manny Machado from the Padres. Shortstop, Francisco Lindor from the Mets. You okay with all these?
So,
no.
I'm okay till you get shortstop. To be honest, if you look at his numbers, Ellie De La Cruz's numbers are much better than Francisco Lindor. Mookie Betts is in second place. De La Cruz is in third. If you go strictly by the numbers, but Lindor, I don't think he's ever started an All-Star game. He deserves to have started an All-Star game in years past for sure. So if he gets to start, that's fine. You know, because I think he has deserved it. This maybe not this year, but but he's good. He's good. I'm okay with that. And Pete Crow Armstrong, you can't argue with him.
21 homers, 23 stolen bases, outfielder for the Cubbies. Now you vote till Thursday, so you got today, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez, Dodgers in the outfield. Kyle Tucker, Cubs in the outfield. And Shohei Ohtani, Dodgers DH. July 15th in Atlanta.
So the interesting thing, your boy Rafael Devers
My boy.
was on the ballot as a DH for the Boston Red Sox. He was leading the American League in voting at DH.
No.
He gets traded to a National League team, and all of a sudden, he's up against Shohei Ohtani in All-Star voting, and now he's second instead of first.
That's good.
And Ryan O'Hearn is now first in the American League.
Yeah, you'd be proud to know where your Rafael Devers baseball card is.
I would love to know where that Rafael Devers baseball card is.
It is strategically placed out of my yard. Having been tossed in front of the lawnmower the last mowing job, it is in shreds out of the yard. My Rafael Devers baseball card. So,
oh my!
I'm telling you, the guy walked in here. I don't know why I'm so adamant about this guy, but he walked in. I wouldn't ask him for an I wouldn't put him on the show. I could care less. I just think he's a horse's behind. So he gets to San Francisco and says, "Oh yeah, I'll play where you want to play out here." Look what he did to the Red Sox franchise.
Yeah.
He messed him up in spring training. I say messed him up. He was a clubhouse, what do you call it?
Pariah.
Pariah.
Yeah.
Which is a poisonous fish. So he's a pariah there, and so, he wouldn't move around like we know the story. They traded him to San Francisco. I don't know what he's doing out there, is he?
He's playing well. He started off the season horrible, if you remember. He struck out like 17 out of his first 20 at-bats or something like that. But he turned the season around. He's playing quite well, actually.
God bless him.
But yeah, bless his heart. It's not been good for. I would just love to hear what some of his Red Sox teammates would have to say about him. I just love to hear that.
I like to get Joey Cora to sit here and go, okay, peel the veneer back. Tell me what you really think. And I'm sure he'd probably tell you. But anyway, he's gone. The Giants have got him, and so we'll see if he can implode.
I have to turn the camera off to hear what he really
yeah. Turn the microphone off. You've seen this. You don't want to hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
Because it would be, I've got a sneaking suspicion. Hello? I've got a sneaking suspicion that it would be checkered. So, laced with profanity. All right. Ed, we've taken care of another show, so... all hearts and minds are good. So you like your King?
I do. Yes, thank you. I'll be showing that to the mission team people from Michigan when I get back to Hampton today.
Yeah, I saw this and I thought, you know what? I know who needs that for a Christmas present. It's been sitting in my house for 6 months.
That was
6 months.
Did you see this? Sculpted by Dill Rodas.
Yeah.
I don't know who Dill Rodas is, but he sculpted it.
Gil or Dill?
Dill. D-I-L-L.
No.
Dill Rodas.
I don't know.
There's
Gil.
his picture.
I know his brother Gil. I don't know Dill.
Okay.
His mom and their twins, the name of Dill and Gil. I have no clue. Anyway, he gave him a Ken Griffey Jr. Christmas ornament. Hallmark, no less.
Yeah.
Because he's a good guy.
That's awesome.
All right. Get you some lunch.
Yes, sir.
See you next week.
Yes, sir.
Do it all over again. Mr. Sweeney's in the house. Oh, he is the sports information.
He's coming this way.
He's the sports information director of the year in the Appalachian Athletic Conference. He has been voted by his peers as the big dog. Wow. Look at him grinning like a fox in the hen house. He knows. He knows we're in a selected company. He is the SID of the year in the AAC. Wow. The Assistant Athletic Director of Milligan. We're very proud of him. He joins us next talk in Milligan. I know he wants to talk about Aaron Rodgers. He can't wait to talk about Aaron Rodgers. Oh, and I can't either. He's right up there with Rafael Devers. So, he got married.
Did he get married?
Yeah, Rodgers got married.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but before I went on vacation, he wouldn't tell anybody what her name was. It's like, it's a mystery. So I don't know if he's revealed her name or not. Why would you marry somebody? You married Wendy, but you're not going to tell me you married Wendy. I mean, why would you not tell who the lady is?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe she wants to stay out of the limelight or something. I don't know, but
Well, she's
eventually
made
she will know.
a big misstep to be married to Aaron Rodgers and want to stay out of the limelight. I mean,
That's
this guy-
true. That's true. You can't stay out of the limelight.
I mean, you can't stay out of the limelight if you're married to Aaron Rodgers, the guy that eats pine cones and sleeps in the dark for, what was it, 3 or 4 weeks back, wanting to decide when he wanted to play football.
Yeah. I saw
Anyway.
him play one time in person.
Yeah. Anyway, Mr. Sweeney will join us next to talk about that and other topics of interest, including Milligan Sports, on the Tom Dolan Sports Show. See you next week.
Yes, sir.
On our buddy Joseph Taylor, Ivy Hall Nursing Home. What's going on at Ivy Hall right now?
Yes, sir. Ivy Hall, we're accepting long-term or short-term admissions. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, all insurances. We'd love to have you. You come out, you need some rehab, we'd love to help you. We got private rooms for rehab people. We can get you in, take care of you, send you home, and the food is absolutely out of this world.
Types of rehab you guys do?
Yes, sir. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, respiratory therapy, and like I said, short-term or long-term residents. Yes, sir.
Yep. You also are looking for help?
Yes. I'm looking for RNs, LPNs, CNAs. If you want to be a housekeeper, laundry, kitchen, we're hiring. All departments are hiring at Ivy Hall.
Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Social media, how do we find you?
Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, or ivyhallnursinghome.com is where you go to fill out an application to work.
Love promoting these folks right here on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show. It is the one and only right here in Elizabethton, Ivy Hall Nursing Home.
Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors. Christmas Club savings account for next year. Tell me about it.
Yes, let's talk about it because now you're going to have 12 months to do this. What better time than right now to open your Christmas Club savings? There's no cost on this. This is just something that we can help you transfer automatic funds, either weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, out of your check. So that way you won't even have to worry about it. And each time that you have that transferred, either you can do it yourself or deposit into this account, or we can have automatic draft set up. That's just convenient for you. And like I said, it's just another sub-account to your savings and checking at Northeast Community Credit Union. So if you have any questions, visit bemycu.org or come in and see us at one of our convenient locations or call 423-547-1200.
And you cut checks when? Next year? October, November? So when you get your checks?
Yes.
Save it up all year?
Yeah, so direct deposit could be your monthly paycheck.
Okay.
And so you can allocate a percentage of that paycheck into the Christmas Club. And that way, when you get to October, November, it's going to be built up. And so it's a great feature, and people love it.
The Christmas Club savings account for Christmas 2024?
Yes.
From Northeast Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors of the Tom Taylor Sports Show and Cyclone Sports. Back in the Tom Taylor Sports Show, our last guest on this Wednesday edition is our buddy who is the Milligan Assistant Athletic Director, but also voted on as the Sports Information Director of the Year in the conference. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And well deserved.
Yeah, it's definitely an honor, and it's the first time I've won an honor like this. So obviously, I feel very grateful. Mostly to my department, Milligan. I mean, the amount of support that I have from them allows me to be able to do the work that I do, and the people in our department, Kaylee Hendrickson being one, our director of creative media and visual design, she has helped in this as well. So I would be remiss if I did not mention specific people in the department who have helped, especially Kaylee.
Absolutely. But at the end of the day, you're voted on by your peers. That tells you how impressive. It's not just a bunch of media dudes. It's the people that do the same thing he does every day and says he's the best at what we're doing right now. That's quite an honor, sir.
It is.
I'm proud of it. I'm proud to work with you. I love working with this guy. He gets it done. If he says he's going to do it, my dad used to say, boys, if you don't do anything else in life, remember this creed to live by. Do what you say you're going to do. this guy does what he says he's going to do. I love it. So if you ask him to do something, it may not be, I mean, he gets it done. He may be covered up. He'll get to it, and he does. It's not like, well, I never had time. He does it. So I love working with him, love working with Milligan. We got more coming this year from Milligan than we've done last year. We're going to have even more of a presence at Milligan. Milligan's had more of a presence here on the show. We're excited about that. So SID, was Mrs. Sweeney proud of her hub? I guess she was.
Yeah, definitely. We, obviously this is when you work in a profession like sports information, a lot of times it's, more behind the scenes and less, people don't realize necessarily a lot of the things that you do in your job. And so to be recognized is always a great feeling in our profession specifically, because like I said, I mean, you don't get a lot of the thanks a lot of times. So, so that was great, and my wife has always been very supportive of me being in this career, and I mean, she's moved with me 3 times to different places across the country. So, I give a lot of the credit to her, just her support of me in this profession.
But every good man's a great woman, and she is. Been out to eat with her with him several times, and she's a good egg, as they say. She's a keeper. So, and he is too. And we're glad he's here. So, Milligan again, the Learfield Cup. We were gone last week when it was announced, but it's worth mentioning again. It's a big deal. Milligan, top 10 in the country. Tell us about it.
Yeah, number 7 in the nation this year at the NAIA level. 250 some institutions at the NAIA level. So. To be number 7 out of all those 250 some odd institutions is a huge accomplishment. We've been in the top 10 now each of the last 2 years. So the department continuing to be very successful across the board. Every single sport that counts toward the Learfield Cup standings, except for one, grabbed points for making nationals this last year. So that's a huge deal. And in order to be a top 10 team, you're basically going to have to be that successful across the board.
And we are across the board, and it's sport by sport by sport. One of the cool things I like about Milligan is how tough it is academically, and yet these kids came out yesterday, what was it, cross country, the academic side of things. These guys and girls keep their grades up. It ain't easy to do that at Milligan, but they do it. And we honored, 10 more yesterday?
Yeah, and what's crazy about that, too, is that we honored 10, 5 males, 5 females, and there were at least, I think, per team, 9 or 10 others who were eligible for the honor. But there's a maximum number you can have awarded, and it's 10, 5 of each gender. So, that just speaks to the impressive nature of our student athletes and how they do in the classroom outside of being as successful as they are on the track. And cross-country track and field is one of our most successful programs. So to have that type of success in their sport and then also in the classroom to where I have to make decisions on who's getting the award. So
it's a happy problem.
Yeah, it is.
And kudos to Chris Lane, who's the track and field coach, who just got put into the Carter County Sports Hall of Fame. But, he's got to keep tabs on these guys and girls, make sure they're getting it done. They're self-motivating, self-starters. There's probably not a lot of browbeating has to be done. They realize the task at hand. You graduate that piece of paper from Milligan, it means something. It's a door opener for you. And so, again, we salute the academic folks again from Milligan University, our student athletes. So, basically, everybody's gone. There's camps going on.
Yeah.
But as far as the kids, they're gone till early August?
Yeah, they'll be gone till early August. The soccer teams, volleyball, cross country will get here a little bit early before the start of classes. Soccer and volleyball specifically will be getting back about 2 weeks prior to their first competition dates. So for soccer, the first competition dates, I think, are the 15th or 16th of August, which would mean they'd come back right at the beginning of August 2nd or 3rd. So, and then volleyball's first matches are not till August 22nd, so they might be back a few days later. So it'll be good to have them back, but for now, it's just getting everything ready for when they do return to be ready to hit the ground running.
Pretty impressive, number 7 in the country, Milligan University. That's awesome. And the final rankings of the Learfield Cup. Of course, we won the Appalachian Athletic Conference Deward Walker Trophy for being the #1 school, or university in this case, in the league. And so the expansion, see, we lose somebody. You were telling me, or Coach Robinson, that one of the schools closed.
Yes. Yeah, St. Andrews University closed.
Unbelievable. Just shut their doors.
Yeah, shut their doors. We've actually, our women's soccer program specifically, I think, has had 2 transfer athletes from that program. So, but yeah, it's unfortunate that they've closed their doors, and it's something that I have a little bit of experience with from when I was an athlete. When I played at San Diego Christian College at the NAIA level, they have actually shut down their athletics programs. So like, their school is still there, but they don't have athletics. And there's been several NAIA institutions over the last few years that have shut their doors. This year, Concordia in Michigan is one that's shut their doors as well. So, yeah, and then we've also added Spartanburg Methodist to the conference this year, which we will actually open our conference schedules with in soccer. So we'll play them first. It'll be an interesting little litmus test for them. So
they're coming into the big boy time.
Yeah.
They'll have to step the program up a little bit, and I'm sure they will. They want to maintain, so that'll give you how many schools on the conference.
So we technically, Kentucky Christian left the conference as well. So we're 1 less than we were last year, which I think leaves us at 12 full-time institutions in most sports, and then there's several that have extra as well from other conferences, affiliate members in certain sports.
We're live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City. This place has been rocking since I got here. It's a little bit of a break right now, but it's been steady Freddy out that front door the whole time. Of course, they get in and get them out. Don't forget, next Friday will be the 4th, so you want to come in here on Thursday or Friday. If you need trays for the 4th of July, you want some nuggets, strips, mac and cheese, Cool Wraps, fruit trays. You can get the brownie tray. There's multiple different trays you can get. The chicken mini tray for the mornings. So if you want to do all that, and a lot of folks, in fact, as I said earlier, there's a couple of folks in there making that order now to pick them up next Thursday, which will be the 3rd, and Friday will be the 4th. They are open, I think. Pretty sure they are. And so I have to double check that. I'm 99% sure they're. I'm going to ask Melissa. Melissa? Hey, Melissa? She didn't hear me. That's a surprise. Everybody else hear me all across me booming and bellering, but I'll double check. I'm 99% sure they're going to be open next Friday for the 4th. So if you're looking for food, here's the place to come with the trays at your Chick-fil-A. Gallons of tea. They sell gallons of lemonade. Sunjoy. They sell the bags of pelletized ice. Same ice you get in your cup here. You can buy that as well. So there's lots of different options for the 4th of July weekend or anytime at Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City. All right, so here we go. Let's hit some different topics. He loves them to do it. He has no clue. He just sits down, we talk Milligan, and then we switch gears. We're going to talk NCAA basketball. They're going to go from 68, they're talking, which means they're going to do it, to 76 teams for the men's and women's tournament starting this year. You for it or against it?
I guess it's okay. I think the thing is, the more you expand tournaments, the less the regular season matters to me. And really the whole goal of expanding the tournament is to get more big market teams in there, like big schools, Power Fours. Because at some point, once they continue to expand, it's going to be that basically every Power Four team is in. And then you still get those bids for the mid-majors, the champions. The way that I look at it, unless you're you're losing to everybody as a Power Four, you're probably going to end up in the tournament, and that's the whole goal, is to make money. Because the more big schools we can have in the tournament, the more money we make, and that's the whole goal. So I don't know that I necessarily have a belief for or against. I just think that it's going to happen. And I don't know if my opinion about for or against really even matters.
Well, it doesn't, but it's just a good talking point.
Yeah.
So suddenly your strength of schedule, if you got 8 more slots to make it, you're going to go from 68 to 76. You got 8 more shots to get in the tournament. Then, in my mind, people that it is like, okay, strength of schedule is not going to matter all that much because, you can water your schedule down a little bit because you got 6 more shots, 6 more slots to get in there to get into the tournament. that a good way to look at it or not?
Yeah, I think so. Definitely strength schedule is not going to matter as much. It won't. It will matter for mid-majors still. It will still very much matter for them. For Power 4, though, no, I don't think it'll matter as much. You can set your non-conference schedule to be a lot easier, make your record look better, and there's going to be slots now for you to get in. Maybe over a team like a mid-major who plays similar competition and wins. You look at that, you're going to probably pick the Power 4 school over the mid-major.
We're here live at Chick-fil-A in Johnson City, again on People Street. Again, ordering those 4th of July mac and cheese tray, a fruit tray, Cool Wrap tray, chicken wrap tray. Well, the owner's sitting right here. Let me ask him. Hey, Tim, Mr. Birchfield, are we open next Friday? We will be, won't we? 4th of July? There you go. Yeah, they will be. So, if you, till 8 p.m.? So if you're looking for fruit trays next week, bags of ice, tea, they're going to be open at 8 o'clock next Friday, the 4th of July. So, yay, that's good. Then they get to let their employees get out of here and go spend the 4th of July with their family. So, that's good stuff. So, again, looking for chicken mini trays, Cool Wrap trays, strip trays, nugget trays, fruit trays. I'm doing this off the top of my head, but there are multiple trays. Go to the website, check it out for yourself. But again, the bags of ice, you got the tea by the gallon, lemonade by the gallon, half and half tea by the gallon. You get the Sunjoy by the gallon. So, and the pelletized ice that you get here, your drinks, you get them by the bags to take home with you as well. So, Chick-fil-A here in Johnson City, People Street. We love coming over here. Been coming over here for, we've been doing it for 10 years. I think we've been coming for 9 or 10 years. We've been coming hanging out with Tim. Aaron Rodgers, while we were gone last week, he signed with the Steelers.
Yep.
Is that, I mean, is this the guy that's going to take him to the mountaintop or not? I don't think so either.
No, I think at this point, I mean, I was listening to his most recent interview on McAfee Show, and he just seems like a guy who's ready to retire to me. But at the same time, like, he wants to collect the paychecks. So
sure.
He basically, I think at this point, is a guy that I'm not sure he has the drive to win the way he did when he was younger, and I just don't think it's going to work out very well.
The interview was, I watched it, you know, I mean, this is what I do for a living, so I watched the interview and I thought, it's just a disconnect. I mean, it's like he was all over the road, and the guy asked him the questions, and he's just like, I mean, there was no, and I didn't get one of those rah, we're ready to go. It's like, I want to play 1 year, get a paycheck, go home.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things he said during the interview was, like, I didn't need this. So, I mean, when someone says I didn't need something, that doesn't inspire a whole lot of confidence for a fan of that team. No. You know, they look at him and they're just like,
his heart's not in it.
Well, I don't know if are you really interested in being our quarterback and bringing us to the Super Bowl, or are you just here for money? So,
I'm going to be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So then you look at the kid from Jacksonville, Hunter, from Colorado. Mm-hmm. I don't get this. You're going to help me because I'd like to think I'm fairly intelligent, but for you to sign a man for a $30 million signing bonus guaranteed. So I went back and added it. He's got 12 letters to his name, Travis Hunter. 30 million into 12, or 12 into 30 million. It's $2.5 million a letter. A letter, guaranteed. Well, the guy takes the first snap, and I'm thinking, as an owner of a company or a business, why would you do that? It's happening all the time. But why would I give Brendan Sweeney? I love the guy. Whether he makes the first tackle, the first catch, or $1 million, I'm going to give him $30 million guaranteed up front signing bonus. Help me with that. Am I wrong? Is that crazy?
Well, I think, I don't think you're crazy. I think that a couple of reasons why I think it makes some sense. The first thing, it doesn't go towards the salary cap because it's a signing bonus. That's a big one. So an owner like Shad Khan, who has a ton of money out of his ears, sure, if he wants to make that signing bonus expenditure, that's fine. It's not going to hurt the salary cap. So if you want, you can be a little bit lower on the actual contract that goes towards your salary cap, which can help you with team building down the future. So that'd be the first one. The second reason, I think you spent so much to make sure you got him.
Mm-hmm.
He's holding out, not signing. I think if you spent as much as you did with draft picks, trading them away to the Browns to get up to number 2 to take him, you have to do what you can to sign him. And if that's signing him for a $30 million signing bonus, then that's what it is. And in Shad Khan's case, I think he's ponied up to do that. And I think it's better, in my opinion, it's better to do it that way than what the Bengals have done with their first-round pick. Shamar Stewart still is unsigned because they're trying to add a clause into his contract that no other Bengals first-round pick in the past has had in their contract. So, like, when I compare the two, I would rather do what Shad Khan did and pay a little extra money. Sure, it's quite a bit extra money. But this is a player that you traded up 3 spots that you wanted so badly to give up future first-round picks and such. So, the way I see it, I would rather that happen than what the Bengals are doing.
I agree, but then for me, I'm thinking, okay, he's one play away.
Yeah, I agree.
He's
100%.
toast.
Yep.
He's toast. So, and I'm sitting over, he's deposited $30 million in his account, and I got nothing to show for his productivity. And hopefully nothing happens to the kid, but it's a business in which it's a 50-50 shot. Anytime you walk out on the field, you're going to get hurt or get a season-ending injury. So, anyway, they didn't ask me. He did it. Jags did it. And Mr. Hunter's a rich boy now to the tune of $30 million for signing his name. And the rest of his contract, $46 million, is guaranteed too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, see, I know these guys are competitors, but, you know, if you're a slug and you're lazy and don't really care, it's like, well, what the heck? I got the money. I don't care what happens now. Now, hopefully he's a competitor and he wants to, but there are people out there who go, you know, I got my money, who cares? And you know that. Well, we're just talking about Rodgers. That's how he came across.
No doubt.
So,
no doubt. I think, you know, Hunter, from what I gather of him, he is a competitor. And I think he is going to be doing his very best and working as hard as possible for that team. And, I mean,
I hope so.
One of the things, too, is that he has mentioned that, like, this organization has just given up, you know, future first-round pick to get up to my pick, to take me, so they view me that way, so I'm going to reciprocate that appreciation. And so I feel like he's gonna show up for that franchise, whether that's, you know, on the field or not. He's going to be a model citizen, I feel like, for that franchise.
Trevor Lawrence going to be back this year. We need him back, right, the Jags?
Yeah, they just got to get more pieces for Lawrence, because that's the thing with him is he I don't know. I think maybe when he was drafted, the expectations were a little lofty for Trevor Lawrence, but he's also been through some tough situations in his career. His first year with Urban Meyer, that was a disaster.
Sure.
And then, you know, they bring in a new coach. It works pretty well for a short period of time, but, you know, over time, the weapons went down. They got older. So, you know, bringing in and infusing some new young talent, Brian Thomas from last year in the first round, now Travis Hunter. The hope is he'll be able to, you know, parlay that into some success.
Well, at this point, for all intents and purposes, it's been a snap and run. I mean, he's not had a whole lot of protection.
Yeah.
He's had some,
for sure. Yeah.
but not what he needs to be a productive quarterback in the NFL. I'm going to make excuses, but when you snap the ball and you got 6'5", 6'6", come take your head off, you're running for dear life. It's like, I ain't worried about throwing the ball. I'm worried about keeping getting killed.
Yeah, certainly.
So we'll hopefully that Lawrence and maybe Hunter's going to be the key to, you know, get the ball to him out in the flat and see what he can do with it. But anyway, it's interesting. It's kind of the tween time right now, or twixt. It's twixt college football getting ready to gear back up. They're going to do the summer workouts. The EA Sports folks come out with their video game for 2026 and naming the top 25 home field advantage of these video games. It's called the Stadium Pulse. They named the noisiest, wildest, raucous place in America was Tiger Stadium at LSU. You agree with that one? Because it's pretty wild.
Yeah, I think it's, you know, pretty close to the top. If it's not the top, it's number 2 or number 3. But I would say I agreed with the rankings for the most part.
Beaver Stadium was second, Penn State, Ohio State was third, the Shoe.
Yeah, the Shoe would have been one that I would have thought of as a top 3. Beaver Stadium as well. Those are really raucous places. So, it's always hard to come up with problems with rankings like that because it's all really subjective.
Subjective, absolutely. So you look at Penn State, Beaver Stadium, Ohio Stadium, Georgia, Sanford Stadium, Bryant-Denny, Alabama, Clemson, number 5. It's the only non-SEC Big Ten school there in the top 10. Then you have Florida, Oklahoma, Oregon, Michigan, rounds out the top 10. Tennessee comes in number 12. I would think Tennessee fans would take exception to that. If you go down there when they were beating Florida and Alabama, the meter peg, the applause meter, so...
Yeah.
But anyway, for saying second is very subjective. I'm not sure what they based it on, what the criteria was, but they named LSU the number 1 noisiest stadium in America. And I've been there. It's pretty wild on Saturday night in Baton Rouge. The fog's rolling in. You can't, the upper decks fogged in. You can't even see the game. And it's, at times, and it's pretty wild. There's no question. But anyway, that's just for saying sake. Your athletics, how they doing in baseball? Doing okay?
Yeah, not really. They started the year okay, but then they went on a really bad streak where they won 2 out of like 24 games or something. That really put a damper on things. Our pitching staff is horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the starters are okay. It's just the bullpen. We just don't have depth in the bullpen, and anytime we have a lead, we have it for maybe an inning, and then it's a 3-run inning from the opponent. It's just, that's been the problem. Offensively, I've been pretty happy with what I've seen. A lot of young players that have some good potential. It's just that pitching is really hurting right now. Yesterday we lost 11-4 to the Tigers, and our offense looked pretty good. We scored all 4 of our runs in the first 2 innings. And then the pitching fell off a cliff, and we lost 11-4. So,
seeing Wilson won the All-Star vote.
Yeah,
shortstop.
He's leading at shortstop, which is a huge deal. I think he is certainly deserving of that. He has had a really good year. It's funny. I was actually really critical when they took him as early as they did in the draft the year that they picked him. I just felt like, man, he's got hardly any power, doesn't have speed. He's really just a contact hitter, and that's about all he is. He has definitely proved me wrong on that. I mean, he's hit 9 home runs. He's hit 365 right now. And defensively, he's been really good, too. I mean, errors-wise, he has not – I think he has maybe 4 errors so far this year, which is a pretty good number for a shortstop, major league shortstop. So, the one thing I wish he had was a little more speed because he's not very fast. But he makes it work.
So if you had to pick right now, June 25th, who's in the World Series you would pick who?
Oh, man. I think Detroit on the American League side. I mean, they are a good team. I mean, they play all-around baseball, great defense, great pitching. They manufacture runs. They can hit for power. I love the Tigers right now. And in the NL, I think it's a little bit, I'm unsure. I like in the Central, I really do like the way that the Cubs have played.
Yeah.
I think in the West, though, is where it's going to come down to the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants. I think those 3 teams, it could be any 3 of those teams. If the Dodgers don't figure out their pitching staff and all the injuries and stuff, I think it may end up that they don't even win the division, just depending on how things go.
I just read this morning they got Snell and Glasnow getting ready to come back.
Yeah, if they do come back and they come back healthy and there's no issues, I think the Dodgers have that division, and it's probably Dodgers in the World Series. But if those 2 guys don't come back healthy or there's issues, I don't know. I feel like the Padres or Giants could come for that title.
So if I'm a Phillies fan, would I feel slighted by what you just said?
I think the Phillies are good, too. The thing is, the NL, it's weird. I almost feel like the NL is more top-heavy than the AL is. The AL's got, the Yankees, who have been struggling lately. The Tigers, really, I think, are the hottest team in the AL, and they're the team to beat in the American League, and that's not a team you would expect to be the team to beat. So, I think NL is really top-heavy. It could be any of 5 or 6 teams that get through the National League, in my opinion. But the AL's a little bit more clear-cut, I think, right now,
so,
with
too.
the Tigers.
in closing, you see Evan Carter last night make a head first slide, came in from third. They called him out, reversed the decision, was the difference of the game. So once again, Elizabeth and Evan Carter racing on from third. It was a ground ball was hit on the grass infield, so that was a risk. He got a great jump, and I'm thinking, I mean, it's not like he was deep on the edge of the grass at second base. He was on the grass, and Carter went ahead first slide and slid under the tag, and the rest is they appealed it. They won the appeal. They reversed the decision. He was safe, and that was the difference maker in the game. So keep up the good work, Evan Carter.
Great instincts. That's one of the things in baseball that's really important is like instinctual base running. Like in that situation, he's going on contact. The base coach at third is telling him that you're going on contact here. But having that instinct to see even before contact, you know what's going to happen. He's going before the ball's even hit because he knows that pitch is in the middle of the swing. He knows it's going to be hit. That's a really big thing in baseball is instinctual base running. So
keep up the good work, Evan Carter. Keep up the good work, Brandon Sweeney.
Thank you.
Looking forward to working with you again this year, sir.
Yeah.
We'll take a break, get you some lunch. I know you get back to the meeting, so we'll take this break and be right back after this in Food City on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Behind every Food City meat and seafood counter is a highly trained, certified butcher that can offer seafood meal prep, suggest the perfect sides to pair, and even steam and peel your shrimp. All at no extra cost. In fact, you'll be so impressed with our butchers, you'll be asking yourself, what can't they do?
I bet he'd be great at helping with the laundry.
Okay, well, maybe not that. But at Food City, our butchers make almost everything better.
Why Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings in downtown Elizabethton?
When everything goes corporate and everybody, you walk in and you're customer number 1,799, here you're Tom, and we know who Tom is, we know who you are, and we do it the old-fashioned way, so we're big enough now that we can take care of everybody and we can, get the good deals, we get the volume discounts and all that kind of stuff, and we're one of the last family-owned furniture stores in East Tennessee, but we're small enough that we know who you are and we can take care of you.
Absolutely. Social media, how do we find you?
We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, at cannonshomestore.com on the internet, and just look up Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings on Facebook.
Hours are open?
Monday through Friday, 10 to 6, and Saturday, 9 to 5.
And the magic phone number to call?
423-543-6937.
Be loyal, buy local. Biden Elizabeth from Cannon's Fine Home Furnishings, proud sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Hey, my name is Dante, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A nuggets is the authentic taste of it. You can tell it's freshly breaded, seasoned perfectly, and it just has this unique taste that compares to no other. Once I bite into it,
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
And back to the Tom Taylor Sports Show. It's wrapped up with the verse today. We always dedicate our yes. I always dedicate our show to the man hung on the cross, what I want to say. So here it is. It's good stuff. Whatever we have to offer today, turn this down a little bit. Whatever we have to offer today, always remember that God can multiply it and surprise us with what He can do with what we have. You start over and say it again. Whatever we have to offer today, always remember that God can multiply it and surprise us with what He can do with what we have. Ephesians 3:20 says, "Now to him who is able to do immediately more than all we ask or imagine, which he can, according to his power that is at work within us." He can do anything. It is not for you and me to tell him, the Lord, our gift is too small. He can take a small thing and do a big thing out of it, because nothing is impossible with him. It's true. Thank you, Lord, for taking care of us, and thank you for that. You can take something small and make it big, no question. And he does. Good way to end it. Ephesians 3:20, by the way, is the verse today. Back tomorrow will be at Carter County Bank. Countdown, you see it, 58 days, 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 41 seconds. Those are Axel Steins. Axel's been watching the show today. We appreciate that. Again, thanks to our guest, Brendan Sweeney from Milligan University. Also, we want to say thanks to, got to give a shout out also to Greg Sire, Mr. Baseball, and Andrew Smith, sports writer, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Appreciate all three of those youngsters. Always want to say thanks to Tim Birchfield for allowing us to be here and hang out with him every Wednesday. At a hopping place, now I'm telling you, this place moves the merchandise. There ain't no question. One of the top Chick-fil-A's in the entire chain, not just in Tennessee, but chain-wide. One of the top restaurants in the Chick-fil-A chain nationwide is right here at People Street in Johnson City. Out of time, we sincerely thank viewers. Back at it tomorrow from Carter County Bank in downtown Elizabeth. A new set of guests and new things to talk about. Until then, we'll tell you, as always, bloom where you planted. And win or lose big is sport. If you don't have a church home, join us tonight. Love to see you tonight at Pleasant Beach Baptist Church. We start at 7 o'clock. The Kids Crusade starts at 7. We start at 7 in the sanctuary with a challenge from our pastor. Pastor Mark Fowler does a yeoman's job. And so we'll do that tomorrow. We'll do that tonight. Tomorrow will be at Carter County Bank. And Friday we'll kick off the weekend at Food City. Until then, as always, we'll tell you, bloom where you planted and win or lose, big is sport. Thanks for watching show number 2311 from Chick-fil-A and John.